Hi, happy Monday, happy President's Day, happy February 16th. Uh, anyway, this is another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. We're on a little later tonight. This being a holiday, it's been a kind of a screwed up day for me. Anyway, we're just getting on now. So 15 minutes or so, that's all we're going to do. Now, if you haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner. You know the routine. Smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. I think tonight we'll start out with college basketball. The Associated Press, a few hours ago, came out with their revised edition of the men's top 25. And to no surprise, Michigan is number one at 24-1. Can the Wolverines win the whole thing this year and go all the way? I don't know. I think they have they've got a couple of tough games coming up this week. I'll get to that in just a second. Anyway, let's finish it with the top 10 anyway. I'm not going to go through the whole 25. Michigan has won. The Houston Cougars have moved up to number 2. They're 23-2. Duke, who Michigan will play Saturday, has fallen to 3rd. Arizona, having lost 2 straight, are in 4th. UConn is 5th. Iowa State is 6th. Purdue is 7th. Kansas, after having knocked off Arizona, has moved up one spot to number 8. Nebraska, another Big Ten team, is number 9. They're down a couple of spots. Illinois comes in at 10. They're down 2 spots after having lost at Michigan State. They're 21-5 now. Let's look at this a second. Michigan has 6 games left. 6 games left. They've got a big game in West Lafayette tomorrow night against Purdue. Purdue's tough, especially at Mackey Arena. That's a very hard place to win. It's very loud, very noisy in there. The student body is the 6th man, if you will. It's tough to play a game at Mackey Arena. It would not surprise me at all to see Purdue win this game tomorrow night. If what do you do for an encore? If that's an encore, then Saturday they've got at Weiner, still at Weiner playing the game in Washington D.C. They're playing Duke. Okay, I don't know why. Again, Duke has fallen to 3rd with their 2 losses. Again, they've got so many. Look, Michigan, let's look at it this way. Okay, Michigan has 6 games left. Purdue tomorrow night, Duke Saturday in D.C. Then they come back home to play Minnesota. Okay, they come back home to play Minnesota. Then they've got to go to Illinois. Tough, very tough. Illinois is good. And they finish up at Iowa and then at home against Michigan State on Selection Sunday, March the 8th. I would not surprise. Michigan is not going to run the table and just get through this with 1 loss. Okay, they're going to at least lose at least 1, maybe 2 more. I know they're good. We'll find out just how good. By the way, if they do, let's say they go 5-1 these last 6 games, they'll be the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. Of course, they get a first round bye. Again, try to answer that question now, if they can win a national championship, yes, I'll say they've got as good as chances any of these other top 10 teams right now. As for Michigan State, they've got 5 losses now, coming off a lackluster performance, if you will, at Wisconsin on Friday night. That did not look good. Wisconsin led pretty much from wire to wire. Tom Izzo, after the game, Pope Tom Izzo the first, put the blame for the loss on him, said he was the most culpable of anybody for having lost that game. Nice of you, Tom. Nice of you to say that. But look, he's never going to be the athletic director. The athletic director of Michigan State will never sit down with him and say, look, we'd like to see you possibly modify your method of operation. If you don't, we may have to consider moving in another direction. They'll never say that to Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo is there just as long as he wants to be. Okay, that's a fact. So nothing will change there. Looking at Michigan, by the way, Michigan dropped down to, they're not in the top 10 anymore. They're 13th now in the Associated Press. And you knew they would. Let's look at their last games. They've got UCLA tomorrow night at the Breslin. They've got Ohio State Sunday at the Breslin. Then they go to Illinois. Then they go to Illinois. And they finish up, I believe, against Rutgers and Michigan State in Ann Arbor. Again, on Selection Sunday. So that's a 4:30 game, by the way. Looking at that schedule, it says that's a 4:30 game on March the 8th. Well, Selection Sunday, is that an hour-long show? Comes on the air at 6 o'clock, doesn't it? I wouldn't think that they'd do anything until everybody, any final brackets until everybody is finished playing on Sunday. That's a couple of weeks away yet. What do I know? Anyway, I think I've got you pretty much caught up on college basketball anyway, locally, at a local level. And again, let's hope Michigan's not looking ahead to Duke on Saturday, because this game in Purdue in West Lafayette tomorrow night at Mackey, tough. Finish Line Family Restaurant, folks. The best darn sit-down restaurant in our area. Not even close. Part of our community now, been a staple in our community now for 4 decades, more than 4 decades, more than 40 years. I can't imagine. I got something crawling on the wall here, don't I? No, I don't. I'm seeing things. Stink bug, maybe. No, I've got a few around here, but not right now. I think everybody does. Where was I? Oh, Finish Line Family Restaurant. Part of our community, 40 years, 4 decades. I can't imagine getting through without the Finish Line Family Restaurant. To me, it's been a home away from home. And I guess I said, this is not a commercial. It's not a paid endorsement. This is more of a testimonial. And great restaurant. Hours are of operation 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Daily, open until 8 o'clock with all-you-can-eat fish every Friday night. Award-winning breakfast served all day. Fast, friendly service, great family atmosphere. The Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, across the street from Swift Printing. Everybody knows where the Finish Line is. And I can promise you, this is testimonial, I can promise you, when you fuel up from food at the Finish Line, you will always finish first. That's promise. I guarantee you that, and I better see you there. Okay? All right. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance. And Joseph, have you got your playbook? Have you got your playbook ready for Medicare? Well, do you? Don't let healthcare costs bench you. Don't let healthcare costs bench you, folks. We're calling audible with Joe Rudin at Barrett Insurance to help you navigate Medicare and health insurance. Whether you're aging into Medicare, in a special enrollment period, or losing other coverage, Joe's got the stats and the know-how to help you score the best coverage for your needs. Plus, get a game plan for retirement healthcare costs. Businesses, don't get sacked. Joe's got group healthcare coverage options for you too. Yeah, give Joe a call at 517-849-1000 or check it out at www.barrettins.com. Yeah, guys, you'll find him on the corner of US 12 and M99 in Jonesville. That's Joe Rudin Insurance, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Football, not a whole lot going on right now. Teams, general managers, agents, all preparing right now for the combine, which will commence about a week from today at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It will be a beehive of activity that will last few days in February and the first few days of March. Everybody will be down there, and I'm sure that both Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell will be holding court with the press down there. That's a given. Of course, a couple of weeks after that, then the National Football League starts their new season, and it starts with the free agent signing period. What will Brad Holmes and the Lions do this year? What will they do? Well, I would like to see Brad Holmes change his method of operation because, right, and I have said this before, I think Brad Holmes is a little bit delusional. He thinks that you can compete year in and year out for a Super Bowl merely through the draft, and then when these guys you draft, when their rookie contracts are up, you give them long-term lucrative deals, contracts, which then in turn is putting your salary cap situation in jeopardy. No significant trades, no significant free agent signings. He'll have to change his method of operation this year. I think he will. Let's hope he does anyway, for his sake. For his sake, I hope he does. By the way, I forgot, Olympic hockey. Yesterday, Canada beat France. Team USA beat Germany. Not close, not competitive. Is there any doubt Team USA and Canada will meet up in the gold medal game? I don't think so. You knew that before the Olympics even started, didn't you? Proof positive. The players in the National Hockey League are the best players in the world. And what you see going on now in the Olympics is proving just that. So, okay, a little bit of baseball here. I'll tell you how this ABS system is going to work. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walton Street, across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive, 517-610-5372. The only place to go for tech services in our area. This is the only place. There's no other place to go. Right here, Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale. Tim Lindley and his staff there are more than capable of resolving any technical issues you may have. Anything, computers new or used, flat screen TV mounting, programming setup, perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers new or used, anything at all. Please get in there and see them, okay? 37 Walter Street, downtown Hillsdale, 517-610-5372. Or like I said, better yet, get in there and see them and tell them Ricky Maggie sent you with you. Thank you very much. Tigers today in their second full squad workout in Lakeland. AJ Hinch has said Colt Keith will probably be spending most of his time at third base. Second base, I think that kind of threw them for a loop when Gleyber Torres decided to accept their qualifying offer and come back for another year, as opposed to going out and getting a long-term deal. Now, I think that kind of changed their plans a little bit, but this is probably the Tigers' most anticipated season. I've got them winning 91 games this year and winning the AL Central. This is probably their most anticipated season since 2012 when they signed Prince Fielder. I think, and what 14 years ago or so now. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but this is probably their most anticipated season since then. Now, next year, I'll get to that in just a second. The automated balls and strike system will be implemented not just in spring training this year, but in the regular season. Quickly, briefly, how is this going to work? If you disagree with a call the umpire makes, a ball or a strike call, three players, the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter, can request a review, can challenge. They can challenge the call. How do they do that? By tipping their hat or their helmet. And they know instantly. They can tell you instantly now. They've got the technology to tell you instantly if the call was right or wrong. Okay? Now, each team, and again, the only players that can challenge the calls are the batter, the catcher, and the pitcher. Each team will get 2 challenges for 9 innings. 2 challenges. If you win your challenge, you will retain your challenge. If you win your challenge, you will retain your challenge. If you lose both challenges, you're all out. The bank is empty. Okay? You got no more challenges. You can't challenge anything after that. Now, if the game would go to extra innings, each team will get 1 challenge in the 10th inning and 1 challenge in the 11th inning. If the game goes beyond 11 innings, I don't know what to tell you. Most of the games now with a ghost runner at second base don't go beyond 11 innings. So, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out about that. Briefly, that's how this system is going to work. Minor League Baseball has been using this system now for years. It has been very, very successful. Okay, and I have no doubt it will be in the major leagues this year. As for next year, before we get out of here, as for next year, Susan Waldman, who was the analyst on Yankees radio, WFAN is the flagship station. On WFAN last night, they had their annual preseason roundtable, focusing mainly on the Yankees and the Mets. In regard to next year, though, I think Susan said something interesting, and I tend to agree with her. You know what's going on next year? There's probably going to be a lockout. The owners are going to lock the players out. You know how that's going to work. I've already explained that. If we could there may be no baseball at all. We could just have half a season, but we will not have a 162 game schedule in 2027. Susan Waldman said last night, and she's as close to the situation as anybody, the players' union is now divided. They are not united. That's bad. That's a bad sign for the players' union. You've got some players, veterans, with huge bank accounts that are willing to sit out a season if it means not having a salary cap. You have other younger players. By the way, the major league minimum now, I'll get it out, minimum annual salary for a major leaguer, mostly rookies, minimum, least amount of money you can make is $900,000 a year. That's minimum. You've got your younger players just starting out. They don't have a lot of money in the bank now, but they will have sooner or later. But so I tend to, Susan Waldman, she's very close to the situation with the players and the owners. She's anybody knows what's going on is Susan Waldman. And she says the players union is divided. When she says that, I believe her, because that's bad news for the players union. We'll hear more about that as the season progresses. All right. I hope I've explained the ABS system to you, so you'll know what's going on when you see this is actually happening this season. One last thing before we leave. Late news: actor Robert Duvall has passed away at the age of 95. One of my all-time favorite actors, Robert Duvall, dead at the age of 95. Duvall and The Godfather. Lonesome Dove. Guy was great, wasn't he? That's going to do it. Talk to you all again on Wednesday. Don't forget, Saturday here locally, 9 to 10, WCSR 92.1 FM. Time out with Andy and Jed. So I'll talk to you all again on Wednesday. So thanks so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it. Remember to please treat each other with respect. Enjoy this great spring-like weather we're having. So until Wednesday, adios, sayonara, goodbye, so long. Thank you. Bye-bye.